Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name's Abe Purcell. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to our partner webinar. This webinar is going to be about helping customers unlock massive ROI through data science by scaling MLOps with Domino. Joining me on today's session is going to be Andrea Lowe, our training and enablement engineer, as well as David Schulman, our head of partner marketing. And of course, I head up partnerships for Domino. What are we going to talk about today? So we have a few things to just go through with the group. The first is we just want to start out with just a quick level set for those folks that are new to Domino, give you a little bit of context about Domino, who we are and where we're going. We're going to talk about the business opportunity for Domino, all the exciting ROI that our customers are achieving. Talk about some of the partner network and benefits and additional opportunities. And then we're going to get into some partner training and certification and the exciting new things that we have available. And then finally, our conference. This is our Rev Enterprise MLOps Summit that's coming up in November. And we're going to give you all the details on that. So starting off, Domino, our thesis here is that we believe that over the next decade, the companies that win will be the ones that weave data science into the fabric of their business. That means that companies are going to need hundreds of data scientists building thousands of models, automating many, many critical decisions, and constantly learning and improving. And in order to do that, but today rather, I should say, companies struggle to scale data science. And that's due to three core reasons. The first is lack of access to tools and infrastructure. The second is silos that inhibit knowledge sharing, individual workflows, practitioners that are working on their own, really slows down and kills productivity. And then third is really complex processes to operationalize models and ship them and manage them once they're in production. To solve for this, companies need a data science platform. And for Domino, the key differentiators that we make available are our openness and flexibility. Domino is a platform that has no lock-in. The second is reproducibility and collaboration. The third is around model velocity. And fourth, and finally, is enterprise scale. We believe that enterprises need to establish a system of record for data science. And this system of record approach is what allows one experience for all the functions and roles and responsibilities around data science to be managed in one centralized application. We believe this is a critical pillar of making data science and ML a first-class part of any enterprise. Let's hear about some of our customers are receiving from Domino and the ROI associated with that. To talk us through that, I'm going to hand it over to David.
Hey, thank you, Abe. I'm David. I'm the head of partner marketing here at Domino, and I'm going to talk through a bit about what is the business opportunity and what does it mean when we say 542% customer ROI with Domino. So I'm going to start off with a specific customer example, and that's Lockheed Martin. And so when we first engaged with Lockheed Martin, they were in the middle of their digital transformation journey. So they had different data science tools and infrastructure, including MATLAB, and they had made significant investment in GPU hardware, so specifically NVIDIA DGX platform clusters. They also had a big team of 300 data scientists, and those data scientists were struggling to gain access to not only their clusters and the hardware they needed, but also all of the software they wanted to use. And so when we actually went deep with these customers, we found that these data scientists were spending 65% of their time on data engineering and administration of environments instead of doing model development, right? That only leaves 35% of time for model development. And so they involved Domino so that they could centralize their tooling and then also manage a lot of the manual DevOps work that they were doing. After Domino got involved, we found that their data scientists were 10 times more productive. And a lot of that was due to access to self-service resources and also automatic deployment of GPUs when they needed them. And so when we quantified this in terms of cost savings, we found that just based on the thousands of hours of data scientists' time that was saved, it was worth close to $16 million every year. And not only that, there was close to $5 million in IT savings, right? Because 90% of the time that the DevOps engineers were spending on spinning up these resources for data scientists, they were able to refocus on other projects. So Lockheed is actually not alone in this journey. And so we actually engaged Forrester Consulting to do a total economic impact report for us. And so this is where that 542% ROI, and that's within a 6-month payback period, that's where that number comes from. And so similar to the Lockheed story, right? We found that many of our customers, they identified a total 3-year value of over $30 million. I think the important point to note here is that return, if you look at the points on this slide, it's accrued across IT, the data science, and business, right? So one other thing I want to call out is that $6.7 million incremental profit, right? That's profit. That's not just revenue. And that is profit to the business from scaling data science. So next, I'm going to go a little bit into what is actually involved in this Forrester TEI, if you're not familiar with it. So the methodology covers benefits, costs, and flexibility and risks in investment in technology like Domino. And so to do this study and to come up with these numbers, Forrester actually interviewed 6 of our customers, and this was across agriculture, insurance, pharmaceutical, IT, software services, and financial services. And so they took those interviews and they built a composite organization based on those 6 numbers, and then built a financial model, which is where these numbers come from, right? The 542% ROI, the benefits, and then the incremental profit. And so when we break those numbers out, this is actually showing the breakout of the benefits over the 3 years. But I'm just going to go quickly into 3 of the topics I have highlighted here around reduced time to configure compute resources, accelerated time to onboard new team members, and increased data science efficiency. So accelerating access to data science infrastructure definitely pays off, right? So from the perspective of, and I covered this in part of the Lockheed story, but it really is from the perspective of reduced time to configure some of those compute resources, but then also reduced time to onboard new team members. And so what the study found is when data scientists can get the resources they need when they need them, that's worth almost $10 million. And so that is a huge savings in itself. But I think the other benefit that's important to highlight is the accelerated time to onboard new team members. And so one of the customers that we interviewed for this study actually was a pharma company, and they were able to onboard graduate students, so external resources, and get them on board within a day, right? And so this is pharmaceuticals. Security is very, very important, but the ability to actually bring in those resources, get them in a secure environment with shared data, it's just a great example of the benefit of being able to like onboard new team members. And next, I'm going to cover the collaboration, reuse, and governance piece. And so this actually covers a lot of different topics. The one thing I want to highlight here is the importance of internal team collaboration for data scientists, right? So the ability to share, reuse, and also demonstrate efficacy of models. So for example, when we talk to these customers, one customer wanted to get away from the laptop or shadow IT model, right? So, in this scenario, before having Domino, this customer, they'd run a model for days on a laptop, and failure could be a massive, massive setback. And so again, this kind of speaks to some of the efficiencies that data scientists can gain from a platform like Domino. There's also another customer that talked about an acquisition scenario, right? So they were based on the East Coast, they acquired a company on the West Coast, and previous to Domino, they were not able to collaborate at all. They couldn't build in the same environments. And so with Domino, they were able to work on one set of tools within different environments, and they were actually able to have those 2 teams compare results from the same project using different tools in different environments. And finally, there are definitely benefits to our platform that customers couldn't quantify, and this came out in our research as well. And I think a lot of this Abe touched on earlier, but yeah, we've got the democratization of data science tools and infrastructure across the organization, enhanced data scientist acquisition and retention. I think this one's actually really important, right? Because data scientists, they like using the tools that they want to use, and they like using the most innovative tools and packages as they come out. And so if they're spending, to my earlier point, 65% of their time just spinning up the resources instead of building models, that is not a good way to retain that talent. And then finally, the management, visibility, and oversight into data science projects. I think that's also really important and kind of comes out in terms of the collaboration benefits of Domino. So next, I'm going to pass it back to Abe, who will cover some of the benefits of our partner network.
Great. Thank you, David. Very exciting. Awesome to see those benefits and value that Lockheed has seen while using Domino. Our program, and as you've just heard, a ton of value being delivered by Domino to our clients. We are looking to extend that value and extend the way that we collaborate in really a first-class way to our partners. And those partners would really be comprised of 2 broad partner types. The first would be technology companies, so product companies that are part of the data science, ML, and AI ecosystem. And the second would be consulting companies. So companies, system integrators, and others that are out there primarily focused on services. Both partner types are critical to Domino in building out our ecosystem. Within our partner program, we're looking to deliver value to our partners across all components of the lifecycle. That starts with enablement, with technical training and support. We're going to get into some more great stuff we have available soon. Marketing, how can we go out and join and generate joint assets, collaborate on investments to create joint demand generation. Pipeline development, bringing more value to existing customers we might already be present in today, and new customers that we can help develop together. And then finally, customer success on implementation and in that journey. Our partner program is very simple today, and we've done that on purpose. We want it to be simple to understand and easy to add value to our partners. Our program is comprised of 2 tiers. The first is Premier. A Premier partnership with Domino is a high-touch relationship. It's going to give increased visibility and opportunities to collaborate with our product and engineering teams, as well as with our sales and distribution teams. We have a referral and reseller option with increased fees and discounts to help on the go-to-market. Standard is another great option for partners who are really looking to just get started with Domino. It provides visibility and access to Domino resources, and we'd be prioritized based on needs of the business. For both partners, and generally to be accepted in the partner program, we do an evaluation. The key elements, just to highlight a few of the things that we have available in our Domino partner program for both Standard and Premier, is number 1 is our referral and reseller discount. Domino has had tremendous traction in the marketplace. And as you saw earlier, we're delivering a ton of value to our clients. And as we look to scale our go-to-market and scale the value we can deliver to clients, we want to share that economic value back to the ecosystem. And the referral and reseller program help facilitate that. As we meet our customers where they are, we want to arm our partners to be able to help us reach those customers fast and efficiently. On the Premier partnership, there is a small fee associated. Fee is for 5 production grade licenses of Domino and some advanced technical account management. That helps ensure that our partners that are investing with Domino have access to production grade environments that they can use to build out for internal usage, POCs, and training. Outside of that, we do have other training environments we're going to get into in a moment, but I do want to highlight that there is real product value for investing in the Premier tier with Domino. And on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Andrea Lowe, who's going to dive into some of the new exciting things we have on partner enablement and training. Andrea?
Great, thanks, Abe. So yeah, I'm going to briefly cover all of the resources that we have available to learn how to use Domino and how to administer Domino. That's going to include our trial site. We have some tutorials up in our docs that I'll talk about. We now have an online self-paced training program. And then we still offer all of these live trainings. So there's a link there so you can view those. So talking about the trial, you can sign up right now if you're interested in Domino, you want to see what it's all about. It's going to start with a 2-week trial. This is like a recently enhanced version of our free site. Feel free to reach out to us if you'd like more time. And we also have some additional features that we can get you access to. So that's a great place to start. You'll have this Domino account. And then you can move into our docs. So if we go to the next slide, we have 2 different getting started tutorials. We offer one in Python and one in R. But don't worry, you don't have to know how to actually use these languages. We give you all the code to copy in, but this lets you kind of briefly touch on all of the different features of Domino. This is going to take you through like a real world data science project. So we're going to pull in data from this website out there, and you're going to get to use other tools like Jupyter and Dash, see how to deploy an app, how to turn a model into an API. So you'll get all of that hands-on experience. So that's all going to be in the docs. We also have an online self-paced training. This is going to be available to registered partners. And what this does is we have an onboarding course or an onboarding series of courses. So we have these 3 that'll take you through pretty much every feature. And then we are also introducing an admin certification that's going to be self-paced and online soon. And every time we upgrade, we release a course on what's new. So there's things that are always changing there. If we go to the next slide, I can show you what that looks like. This is a module from that Domino beginners course, the Domino 101. And these courses are going to be a mix of, just text overview, really short videos so you can kind of digest them quickly and get started. There's going to be some activities and quizzes, and you can move around. So say you're really interested in just hosting a web app for starters, you want to look at that. You don't have to do all of the courses first. You can just go to that section and kind of jump around there. So that is available. If you register with us, we'll give you an access code and you can sign up and take a look at that. So just to give you an overview of everything that is encompassed in the user training, it's going to, cover the entire data science lifecycle in Domino. So that's things like, how do people collaborate? How does reproducibility work? We automatically version things. How can you restore them if you need to? How can you take this model you've trained and turn it into an API endpoint? You don't need any design experience to do that. Things like hosting web apps. We have a lot of other features to help share your code with others. We also have now these on-demand distributed computing clusters. So the training will cover, how to spin those up. How do you work with large data? You can integrate with all these different Git services. And then it's really easy in Domino to set up environments to access these new tools. So this is going to walk you through all of that, even using, Domino programmatically. So you can set up all these different pipelines, use our command line. Everything will be covered in those various trainings. If you are going to be working with a customer as an admin, we also have a training that we offer. This is a half-day live training, although pretty soon it'll be self-paced. We'll still offer like a live component to it. And not only is this going to show you how to manage Domino, but we're also going to talk about how to manage the Kubernetes cluster that Domino runs in. So you're going to learn a lot about that and the underlying cloud infrastructure. So things like, how do I give data scientists access to, more hardware resources? How do I connect external data sources, monitor logs and other metrics of performance? You'll be taught how to set up user access, set roles for them. You'll even go through sort of how to balance cost and performance. You'll be able to help customers do that through these custom Domino configurations. And we'll do a lot of troubleshooting. So you'll be walking into that very prepared to help with any issues that arise. So our roadmap, that's what we have available right now. Some of the things you just saw. We're also going to be hosting, regular office hours for partners. So if you have questions on administration, on the product, you'll be able to come in and talk to, one of our field engineers, myself, and we'll be able to answer all of those. We now also offer hands-on courses in machine learning and deep learning. This is something we do for customers. So if we do have folks that are moving into sort of the field data scientist area, we can give you some additional training there. And then our admin certification program is expanding. Right now, a lot of it is focused on the application side, but we're hoping to get some programs around solution architecture and even a deeper dive into that infrastructure. All right, so that's it for training. Feel free to post any questions in the chat, and I think we'll cover them at the end. And I'll hand it back.
Yeah, thanks so much, Andrea. That was awesome. Some really exciting stuff on training certification. Thanks for walking us through that. David, are you going to take us through the our Rev Enterprise MLOps Summit and sponsorship opportunities?
Yep, definitely. Okay, so we are having an in-person summit. This is in Chicago on November 10th to 11th, and this is our Enterprise MLOps Summit. And so what the conference is it's a marquee conference for data science and MLOps leaders, and it's delivered by MLOps leaders. So it is an industry summit where we'll have many industry experts presenting on some of the most exciting and innovative uses of data science and machine learning. And so in terms of sponsoring, right, you'll get direct access to MLOps leaders and their teams. So in terms of who can you get in front of as part of the sponsorship, this is actually a breakdown of the different attendees by industry. And then what I really want to call out is the expected audience. So we're expecting about 800 plus in person. And actually, if you look at some of the Domino social channels and whatnot, we've actually this week started launching our registration. But in terms of the attendees, 35% of them are data science leaders, 35% are data science practitioners, and 14% of them are line of business leaders. So there's definitely a great blend of data science and IT leadership, as well as data science practitioners that are in there using the technologies. So here's some great commentary from our 2019 event. And then, yeah, I'll take us through the next steps here. So if you're interested in applying to become a partner, you can request a program guide and apply to be a partner, and you'd actually be working directly with the folks on this call, Abe and I. If you're interested in a Domino Rev sponsorship, feel free to reach out and we can get that going as well. And then you can work with, once you've done those, you can work with the Domino partner team to align on joint go-to-market. And so What we'll do for a next step is we'll send a follow-up email with a link to this presentation. This webinar was also recorded, and so we'll send that link as well. And I think that way you can access a lot of the links that Andrea had covered in the training. And if you have any questions, feel free to email partners@dominodatalab.com. And so with that, we can open it up for some Q&A.
Excellent. Thanks, David. Just jumping in here. I do see one question in the chat. It's around some of the exciting training and certification things we have going. Question a little bit, it sounds like around some of the, what we make available for in-person workshops and the admin training that you alluded to. If you could speak a little bit more detail about how one get access to that and what next steps would be.
Yeah, technically in person yet. So all our trainings are still on Zoom. Hopefully by November, we'll be doing those in person. But the admin training is something we're going to offer, that we offer, semi-regularly. It's about a half day. It is hands-on. To get access to this, you'll want to, I think, reach out to the partnerships team. We'll offer this for registered partners. They're happy to give like a more of an overview if you're kind of considering this later on. Thanks.
Great, awesome. Another question here, I guess I can take this one. It's just around the partner program in general. It's asking to if the partner program will get you access to roadmap conversations and upcoming features and functionality of Domino that might not be GA in the product today. The answer to that is yes. Yeah, so with our partners that are registered with us, we do sponsor sessions with our products team, do roadmap reviews, as well as get early access to features and functionality. So partners can get hands-on and be part of the process to help as a feedback loop as well as we roll that out to new customers. There looks like to be another question here, David. I think I'll direct this one to you, which is around partner marketing. What kind of partner marketing opportunities are there available that we're working on with partners and one can get involved with?
Yep, I'm happy to cover that one. So I think the biggest one that I have to keep plugging, because I'm the partner marketing guy, is Rev, that is coming up. And so, yeah, with Rev, we actually have 4 different sponsorship levels. So there's bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And those are actually, those range from $5,000 for the bronze all the way up to $35,000 for the platinum. But one thing that I want to call out with these sponsorships is we do have an alternative fee option. So in lieu of the sponsorship fee, you could work directly with me and put that same dollar investment into paid media, right? So that could be across paid search, paid social, digital ads, anything like that. And so that could be in lieu of the sponsorship fee. And so if you are interested in that, feel free to reach out to partners@dominodatalab.com and I can dive into some more details around what that would look like, but you would be working directly with me on that. Now, outside of Rev, we do a lot of marketing activity with partners. And so one of the main things that we look for are joint customer stories. And so if you look on our website, and I can actually include this in some of the webinar follow-up details as well, but there are webinars with NVIDIA. And so a lot of those are focused on joint customers, right? From the perspective of Lockheed Martin, AES, Johnson & Johnson. And so what we're really looking for is those joint customer stories where customers are using our technologies together or using Domino plus the services from our partners. And so there's webinars. We also do a lot of executive roundtables as well, and we're happy to work with you to pull you in. Now, some of those roundtables could be focused on specific verticals, and we do them actually throughout the East Coast, West Coast, and EMEA as well. So there's a lot of opportunity for both the kind of broader, high visibility webinars, as well as the very focused high touch executive level events.
Great, fantastic. Thanks, David. And I would just add to that with partners, both partner types, technology companies, as well as services organizations and consulting. One of the areas of opportunity for marketing would also be around the kind of packaging of Domino. Domino is one component of an overall data science and ML solution that our clients need. And within that, they're going to need to integrate with other products, technologies, whether that's existing infrastructure, data warehouses, data lakes, and other components of their kind of their workflow chain. as well as the services, the people and processes to be able to scale their teams and go through change management. And so we're looking to combine Domino within solutions, sets, and kits that we can go out and be able to more efficiently and effectively reach our customers where they are in their data science transformation and journey. So a lot of interest and opportunity on that side as well. And please definitely connect with us if you have thoughts or want to hear our thoughts about some of the areas where we see opportunity for partners to invest with us. And there's kind of a comment around industries as well. And I would highlight a few of the key industries that Domino is working in today. First, I would call out financial services. You maybe have heard or seen some of the logos on our slide. We have some great customer references, such as UBS, JP Morgan, and others. And then in addition to financial services, healthcare and life sciences is another big industry where we're seeing a lot of adoption and growth with Domino, specifically Johnson & Johnson, Bayer, BMS, all large Domino customers. And we see a ton more opportunity in that space. And then finally, I'd kind of loosely say manufacturing. You heard about the Lockheed story, which of course is defense, but one of the areas where they're using Domino is actually specifically within side of kind of manufacturing, doing things around image recognition to be able to detect anomalies and odd issues as they go through manufacturing processes to ensure safety and efficiency around some of the things that they develop out of Lockheed. So there's a lot of great opportunities for Domino. Those are just a few of the key industries I think that are kind of top of our list. In addition to that, you have retail, travel, hospitality, and some other areas where models are becoming really a major differentiator for how businesses go to market. So be thinking about those, and we'd love to collaborate and work with you. On that note, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up for today. Please do reach out to us with any questions, feedback about today's session, as well as opportunities to apply to be a partner within our program. And we'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much, everyone.